To get excited for Marvel TOCON, I'm reading Ghost Rider, so here's issue 4. The issue begins and we see a black family being harassed by some white supremacists. Just before they kill this mother and baby, they're thankfully interrupted by Ghost Rider. It's here we see Ghost Rider do some seriously brutal takedowns, like wrapping a chain around a guy's neck and pulling him away on his motorcycle, and then doing it again, and then taking the last guy and doing what we can assume is the penance stare on him, which will finish him off. Elsewhere, we see a man who goes by Dr. Zabo harassing a waitress at a bar. The waitress tries to fight off the drunken Zabo, which in turn makes him angry and violent. So, he gets picked up by the giant bouncer named Fraser and thrown out of the bar. And despite being thrown around like a rag doll, he comes back and glasses the giant man. So Zabo does the only thing he can do in this situation and jumps out of a window to escape. I love the fact that the introduction to our new villain is that he harasses women at bars, thrown around like a sack of potatoes, and then chooses to jump headfirst out of a window in order to avoid a fight that he started. I could not ask for a better contrast in villains when compared to the child-killing Blackout. We cut back to Danny, and despite all the good he's been able to do as Ghost Rider, he still resents the acts of violence he's been forced to carry out on other people. So he decides to abandon his bike and his role as Ghost Rider. We cut back to our favorite Chucklefuck, and he's being pursued by the bikers he pissed off at the bar. Joseph Joestar talks about how he should be able to transform to fight off the bikers, but he can't transform due to a head injury he got from fighting Thor and the Hulk. Are you really sure it was the Hulk that gave you that head injury? So to get away from the bikers, Zabo hides inside of a car park. Meanwhile, Danny meets his friend Jack, who works at the exact same car park, and he asks to borrow it so he can hide his motorcycle. Just then, the group of motorcyclists show up and they demand to know where Dr. Zabo is. Jack actually shows off some surprising fighting skills, but he's ultimately overpowered, and so him and Danny are locked inside of a room while the bikers search for Zabo. While the bikers begin their search, Dr. Zabo focuses on regaining his powers and he can feel himself beginning to transform. Feeling powerless, Danny begins to panic even more as he realizes that the bikers are going to target innocent people inside of the car park. We see this pretty cool side-by-side where the Ghost Rider powers within the motorcycle begin to awaken right as Dr. Zabo begins to transform into his stronger self, Mr. Hyde. Hearing the screams from within the car park, Danny notices that the bike has somehow returned on its own, which gives us one of the cooler Ghost Rider intros. Meanwhile, Hyde is running rampant, and he's attacking both the innocent bystanders and the biker gang that was after him.
No, those others are innocent. This fight can continue, but not here.
But Hyde yanks Ghost Rider off of his bike, and the two have an all-out fist fight.
Your hair is stupid, your J's are fake, and your gimmick is an insult to literature.
But just as it looks like Hyde has the upper hand, Ghost Rider uses his penance stare, and Hyde runs away, feeling the pain of every sin he's committed. Oh, this is where it gets good. Determined to catch Hyde, Ghost Rider uses his bike as a battering ram and smashes the both of them through the car park. The fact that you can see Ghost Rider riding on the handlebars of his bike with Hyde in front, and then we immediately see Ghost Rider eating shit afterwards, means he did not have a landing strategy. He did this purely for the love of the game. And after that public humiliation, Hyde friggin' bricks it, tossing cars along the way, and Ghost Rider pursues him. We cut back to Danny and Jack, as Danny decides to keep the bike for himself just in case other people need a Ghost Rider in the future. The issue ends with a woman walking home at night with her baby, when suddenly she's attacked and the baby is kidnapped. This also gives us a hint as to the next character for the issue, the Punisher. This issue was probably my favorite out of the ones I've read so far. I like how they portrayed Danny as being more experienced as Ghost Rider this time around, and the action scenes were way more dynamic compared to the previous issues. I am so excited to see Punisher in the next issue. I think it's going to be amazing. I also had a lot more fun making this video because I got to play around with sound effects and even some voices. So if you want me to make more videos like this, I'd be happy to later. That was my quick look at Ghost Rider issue 4. If you have any other ideas or suggestions, please let me know.